Yes, we are live now. Hello, everybody. Edu Ribeiro here for one more open studio drum conversation. Today, we're gonna have amazing drummer, amazing person, a huge friend, Eloy Casagrande. But as usual, I want to start with some music for us. Okay, and today I'm gonna play a song that I recorded in my album Na Calada do Dia called Lilu Ocam from Chico Pinheiro. I hope you enjoy it and see you in a minute. Uh-huh. Legal, 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 legal. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening us. And for now, I have to call here. I have to have in the screen this great drummer, this amazing drummer that's going to be here to talk. He's such amazing drummer, such amazing guy. Please clap your hands for this incredible drummer, Eloy Casagrande. Please, Eloy, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. And I have the
brother.
pleasure of watching you playing right now, man.
Oh,
You are
man.
so tasteful, so musical.
Oh.
Man, that was so unbelievably good. Oh my God.
Oh, thank you, Eloy. That is the same that I have to tell about your music every time. It's so tasteful, so musical, man.
No,
And
no, I said it first. So
Oh,
you are the man. You are the best, Edu.
oh,
Man.
man.
First of all, thank you very much for inviting me to do it.
My pleasure.
I'm feeling so honored. So thank you for choosing me.
Oh man, my pleasure, our pleasure, and we are so honored to have you here too, man.
My pleasure, man. Wow. I'm
And
so lucky.
oh man, and we are lucky too. And I'm sorry about my bad English. You know, we are Brazilian, we talk português. A gente pode falar português um pouquinho para dizer alô pro pessoal brasileiro que está aqui. Alô, meus amigos, como vocês estão?
Fala Brasil, tudo certo? É nóis.
But today we're gonna talk in English, and I'm sorry about my bad English. I have to say that every time that I talk in English in public. Okay?
No, Edu, your English is good, man. We can understand you, so that's the most important.
That's the most important. Eloy, where are you staying now? What neighborhood in São Paulo are you staying now?
I live in Vila Clementino, that's near from Vila Mariana, the south
Okay.
part of São Paulo.
Yeah?
Yeah. And right now I'm at the MT school. You know, there is a school that I have a partnership with them,
Yeah.
so I have a room inside this music school.
Yeah.
So I'm in the Avenida Indianapolis right now.
Oh, great, man. Great. It's,
Yeah.
it's very close for your home. You just
Yes,
take,
yes.
how many minutes you take?
Sometimes I come walking from my home, like to the school, to my studio. So it takes like a 35, 40-minute walk.
That's a
So
good
it's
walk.
It's a good walk. Yeah, it's healthy. It's
Yeah.
healthy.
Not running.
No, not running. I don't like to run.
Okay.
I spend a lot of energy on the drums already, so I don't like to run, so I don't do it. It's not
you
it's
have-
not good for my knees.
You have to save your energy to play drums like that, man.
Exactly. That's it.
Oh man. Oh Eloy,
Yes.
I was listening you for a long time, and I know your history, and there is something that I personally I want to ask you for today, and you have a early history. You start so early, and you are so talented, and you start with this huge talent early, and I saw a lot of videos, and I remember the history with your mother that in the bar that your family has, and I saw a lot of videos that you playing with maybe 10 years, 13 years, so early, and why you start so early? There is some musician in your life. How about your starting with the music? What making you love the drums and start to play?
Yeah, so let me tell you, I don't remember exactly why I started to play the drums, but in my family, my mom, she plays the violin, and the violin and also the piano. So
Wow.
she was a big influence for me, like to discover music, you know, like
Yeah.
to discover new artists, Brazilian music. She's a big fan of MPB, you know, popular Brazilian music.
Wow.
So that was my first contact with music, actually, through the Brazilian rhythms.
Okay.
So I discovered the drums when I was 7 years old, and I don't know why. Maybe because I saw drums in a instrument store, So I like a kid, I felt interested by the drums, so I went inside the store and I had to play a little bit. And after that experience, I couldn't stop talking about drums. I was like all the time, like a lot of time, talking with my parents, like, hey, I wanted to play the drums. I wanted to have the contact with the instrument. So when I was 80 years old, they decided to buy me a toy, a drum toy. It was like a very, very cheap one and a very bad quality. And after like a few months, I destroyed the toy, and they decided me to buy a real kit, like a professional drum kit. And since then, man, I never stopped to play the drums in my life. But from 7 until when I was 12 years old, I was just taking it for fun. I wasn't actually studying and practicing the drums. I was just like playing like for a hobby. So when I made 13 years old, I decided to really go deep and to have a better contact with the drums.
Okay, great. And when you decided to really dig in, what you did? You choose some teacher, or you start to practice alone? What is your starting with this study, this practice?
Since the beginning, I had a teacher, a drum teacher. But I was not studying, so the teacher was trying to give me stuff, to teach me drums, but I was not so interested. And when I made 13 years old, I decided like now I need to study. That's what I want to do. And also my parents, they always like spoke with me. They always made it clear that it was possible to follow a musical career, So my parents, they had like an open-minded, especially in Brazil, when your parents, they really incentivize, like they really support the kids to go for music, to go for such a difficult profession. So when I made 13 years old, I decided now I wanted to study, and I found a different teacher. I got some classes with Lauro Lelis.
Wow,
you should know
amazing.
him. Yes.
Yeah, of course.
I studied with him like around 6 months, and so I was playing most of the time. I was playing Brazilian music, samba, baião, Brazilian rhythms, but then I discovered the metal music, rock music. I discovered bands like Metallica, Black Sabbath, Deep Purple, Van Halen. So I stopped playing Brazilian music for a while, and I looked for a metal teacher, someone that was playing metal back there.
Okay.
So I made some classes with Achilles Priester, another
Achilles.
famous,
Great.
another famous Brazilian drummer. And I made classes with him like around 2 years. I had classes, and that was it, man. That was the beginning.
I didn't know. I know it about Lauro, but I didn't know about Achilles. That's amazing.
I had like 2 years of classes with him.
He's
a good friend of mine until today.
Yeah, both of them are such a nice guy, such a nice teachers. Oh man, you give good hands to make this work. That was amazing. And that time, our teaching, you start to practice drums every day. What is your deeping with this? Because 13, you have school when you have different things to do. How was your schedule with this?
Yeah, I used to go to the regular school in the morning, from 7 a.m. until 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. actually. And then when I left the school, I went home. I had lunch. And all during the afternoon, I was just playing the drums around like 6-7 hours a day, like just studying, practicing. And so that was the moment when I really studied more in my life, when I was able to study more as well. Because nowadays it's really difficult to find time to sit on the drums and to discover new stuff. So back there was like the best adventure in my life, when I was discovering a new world, like some new concepts, discovering new rhythms. So it was from my 13 years old until my 18. I was like studying hard.
Yeah, that's an important time for every musician. That time that he spends his life with the instrument you're gonna use that for your entry life. That's so important time to discover your voice with the instrument. No,
Exactly. Yep.
yeah, and man, I'm I want to ask you to play something for us because in the test you played something and the sound of the drums was amazing. Could you play something for us before
Yeah,
we
sure,
continue
man. I,
this conversation?
I can try to play a little bit for you, but I have to tell that's really difficult to play after you. Like it's
No,
almost
man.
impossible. What I'm
No,
gonna do
no.
right now?
No, man, you play is amazing. The drum
No,
set, the sound is amazing. Your playing is amazing. I just it will be good for everybody that is here to see your playing. Just
okay,
play a little for us.
let me try a little bit. Today I'm using a smaller kit. It's
Okay.
not my set, so I just brought some cymbals here. So I'm gonna play
It
something
is
that
it is
and I
sounding
hope that
great.
you like it. I hope that you
Oh,
like it.
I'm sure that everybody's gonna like it.
Wait, I'm gonna change the microphone here just so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, that's amazing, me, Eloy.
I'm
Oh
sorry.
man, what an energy, man! Incredible. That's incredible. Just, please. Are you using a double pedal? That's
Yes.
not just. Oh God.
No,
I,
at the end, I use a little bit the double pedal. Yes.
in a moment, I thought that was just one foot, and I said, no, that's is unbelievable, man.
No, it's impossible.
What amazing! I have to tell you something. That was think that's the subject that I want to talk with you today. Uh, I I am a little frustrated because when I was a kid, I wanted to be a rock drummer.
Uh-huh.
They have a band, and I think everybody when start the drum set and the rock and roll is something that is so connected
So
at the
strong,
end.
yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
strong, yes. And I changed my mind. I changed my way to play, but I love that way that you play. And when I listen you playing that style that I'm not so it's not comfortable the word. I'm a little confused with my English, but it's not usual to me that metal
Hmm.
style. But I can feel that you play that as a different musician with a lot of different influence, because I saw a lot of uh, when I listen some metal drummers that the time is and the sound is that one. But when I listen you, I listen man, that's amazing. It's a
Thank
kind
you.
of it's a kind of jazz player with a lot of movement, a lot of phrases, a lot of subject to talk about it. That uh,
Hmm.
that I think is a little came from your mind that is super open and you have a lot of different influence. Is that I I
Yes, you are correct. Especially in the metal music, especially in the place where I play, the
mhm
scenario, the, the,
mhm
the the bands that play this kind of music, they they really love what they do, but in a certain way that they don't go out to listen to different stuff. They are always inside the metal music, and metal music is the only thing that matters to them, and it's different for me. I
yeah
I studied drums since I was like I told you before. I started playing the drums through the Brazilian rhythms, through the Brazilian music. So
yeah
that's my biggest influence. I love Brazilian music. I love the our rhythms. So it's impossible to leave that behind and to just like focus on metal. So I like to do the metal fusion. The fusion with Brazilian stuff and also with the jazz and like fusion music. It's like
man
it's a big mix of a lot of stuff.
man
And
you
I
you are you are doing that very very good, and you're doing something completely new with your voice. I was listening this last Sepultura album,
hmm
Quadra. Man, there is an introduction with guitar, acoustic guitar that you play cymbals. It reminds me recordings from Baden Powell, Yamandu, with the drummer playing with the cymbals. It
uh,
reminds that's a different music. I was not supposed to listen that to hear that kind of music in a metal band, and
yeah, man.
that is
I'm a big fan of Baden Powell. Like I love his style of playing. Like last week, actually, I was trying to play with him. I just put a record, started to play a record, and I tried to follow on the drums. But
man.
for me, it's some kind of stuff that it's impossible, and that's easy for you. So.
Yeah,
But what I like to do is I never stop studying the drums.
yeah.
When I have some time, especially now during the pandemic, that actually the musicians are not traveling and we don't do
Yeah.
shows anymore. I'm spending some time really in touch with the drums, discovering new music and discovering some new subdivisions on drums. I like to work with the quintuplets, seven tuplets, different time signatures, and I really like to study that, to stay in touch. And when I'm composing with the band, when we are writing new material, I always like to throw that to the guys. Hey, what do you think about this song in quintuplets? Let's do more fusion stuff. Why not
Okay.
we can insert some kind of maracatu on the metal groove, So I try to put
Yeah.
on the ghost notes some elements of the Brazilian music. On the bass
Yeah.
drum and hi hat, sometimes I play the baião pattern. I'm keeping the
Yeah.
tum. So, but
Yeah.
it's somehow it's natural. I'm not forcing that to happen. It just happens. So
A- and that is amazing when you use the tones as a Brazilian rhythms. That is so tasteful for the
oh,
music, man.
thank you, man.
That's
Thank you.
And that is a question that I was listening that, and I want to ask you, who did the arrangements? You did together, because there's maybe is my bad comprehension, my bad interpretation of that. But I was listening that, and sometimes I I I I was wondering that the guitar was playing a kind of a kind of uh, sextuplets, sextinas,
Sestina.
yeah, and you are playing some quintuplet at the same time.
Exactly, exactly.
That is so hard to play, to connect
Hmm.
to that, and you did it together, the
Yes, we
arrangements.
we wrote everything together. Like me and the guitar player, Andreas, we
Hmm.
did everything together. The previous album as well, Machine Messiah, and the latest one, Quadra, we did everything. And it's funny. I have a funny story because the first time that I show it to Andreas the quintuplets, because
Yes.
it's 4/4, but you play 5 notes per tempo. Né?
Yeah.
But you can feel like it feels like 4/4. Sometimes the snare drum, no, sometimes no, always the snare drums is in
Is
the
is
2 and 4, or
yeah.
is in
Is
the 3, So
yeah.
you can understand that. But when I showed him the first time, he was like, "Man, what are you doing? What you're playing? That's you sound like you went to university, music university, and man, this is a metal band. Stop with that." He told me that for the first time, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Okay, man, if you cannot play that, okay, leave that behind. We can do
Yeah.
another stuff." And he
Yeah.
got angry, and he went to his house. And 2 days after, he came back to the studio and he's like, "Hey, man, I think I wrote a riff for the drum beat that you were doing in quintuplets." And I was like, "Ah, you got it." But until nowadays, it's difficult for them to understand a little bit these divisions. So
Yeah.
sometimes when he's playing the triplets, the 16th triplets on the guitar, the
Yeah.
sestina,
Yeah.
it's because he cannot play the quintuplets. So I'm always
Yeah.
telling him, like, "Man, it's not like you know."
Man, but it's so polyrhythmic and it's so precise. It's so advanced in music. We are trying to do that. I think in 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 the advancement of the music in jazz, in Brazilian music, we are trying to put that in the music every time. And you are doing that in the metal, in the rock and roll, and it's the same. I thought, Eloy, it's the same thing as music. There's no borders. There is no. Yeah, of course, it's different styles. It's a different
Hmm.
kind of approach, but it's music. It's the same. It's the same material. It's the same.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, man. And that
Exactly,
that
man.
and that arrangement with the quintuplets, with the 16 notes, the 16 triplets, was amazing.
Mhm.
That
Oh man,
that
thank you,
that
thank you.
connection.
Yeah,
Uh,
and why not? Since I'm studying that and I can play that kind of stuff, why don't use that for a musical application?
of course.
I'm not only trying to showing off. Hey guys, no, see what I can do and showing the
Yeah.
quintuplets in drum clinics, workshops, that kind of stuff. No, we need to
Yeah.
use that as music. You need to put that into music.
Man, amazing. I don't know if you know about Wynton Marsalis. You know Wynton Marsalis, the trumpet player.
Yes. Uh huh.
Yeah, he has a standard times that he plays autumn leaves, that is going to the 18 notes, triplets,
Uh-huh.
four quintuplets, 16 notes. Reminds me that thing that you're
Wow,
playing that.
amazing. Uh-huh.
Yeah, man.
Cool.
Uh,
Thank you,
uh,
man. Thank you.
Eloy, and you and Andreas, you write everything, or you memorize that?
No,
What do you
we
do?
we don't write anything.
Just memorize.
Yeah, just memorize. Yeah, I don't. Sometimes I write some drum beats or some drum fills, but
Okay.
for me, the time that I spend writing, it's like too long. I'm not a good writer. Like if I play
Okay.
something, like
Okay.
oh my god, I'm gonna like kill myself to write just a square or a small like
But
a drum beat. It takes me a lot of time.
Yeah.
So I prefer to memorize.
And how long you guys take to play it together to memorize that?
Uh, for the last album, we spent 2 months playing
Okay.
almost every day to
Yeah.
compose all the songs and to really like do the production, the to choose like the best arrangements for the parts. You
Yes.
know.
Yes. And they live in São Paulo too, or where
Yes,
they live?
Andres, the guitar player, he lives in São Paulo. Derek, the singer, he's living in Los Angeles.
Okay.
In Paulo, the bass player, he doesn't have a house. He's like a homeless. No,
Uh,
but he's like a.
we can go to the streets now to see him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
No,
to follow
actually,
him.
I don't know where he lives because he's always between some cities. He's always traveling, and
Even
sometimes he stays in São Paulo, sometimes he stays in Belo Horizonte, so he's always traveling.
oh, great.
He's a
And
nomad.
yeah, and let me ask you as a kind of jazz player or Brazilian player. I am afraid that we text each other yesterday, and
Mhm.
sometimes I am afraid to say about the styles, metal and blast beats and death
Uh-huh.
metal and that different styles. Could you chose to me? Could you tell me the difference between that on the drums, the
Yeah,
blast
sure.
beats and maybe you can tell the different styles because that is a jazz website. Open Studio is Open Studio Jazz, and I think it's good to all viewers and listeners
Uh-huh.
to know that. If you can talk us, teach us about that,
Sure, man.
please.
And Edu, it's
Uh,
really hard for me as well to understand the different metal styles because it has so many right now. We have like hundreds of different styles because they like to classify the bands like in
yeah,
put the bands in different boxes, So
yeah,
it's also weird for me. I don't understand that very well because I see like something that you told. I'm see like the whole thing, like it's
yeah.
music. So why do you have to classify between death metal, super extreme metal, not so extreme metal, soft metal, or I don't know? They have like
Man,
100 types of metal,
I
and I don't understand that, man.
I can say the same thing about Brazilian music,
Oh,
because
really? No
yeah,
way.
no, today people want is I think that's not a problem, but people likes to put a name for different rhythm, for different accent is a different rhythm, with a different sound is a different rhythm, and for me is something that is the same rhythm, even if you could classify for a different name, you can
Mhm.
use that in the same music. You can use that all this rhythm, and I think sometimes it could be a problem when you teach some non-Brazilian, because if he says, "Oh, that is a coco, I have to play that same pattern all the time." No, you just
No,
have
you
to play
can
the
change.
music.
Yeah, you can
Yeah, you
flow.
can
Yeah.
change it, but
That's
please,
interesting, man.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
I'm gonna show you.
yeah, just the styles that you think that is important, that
Uh-huh.
you don't have to classify everything.
And you have the classic rock, what you can
Hmm.
classify between what you can put inside the classic rock. It would be AC/DC, Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath is more like heavy metal. They were the inventors of heavy metal.
Okay.
And what else? Yeah, that's like classic rock. And you have
Okay.
the heavy metal classic. You can Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden's like heavy metal, classic
That's
heavy metal.
that's from my time.
Accept is another classic metal band.
Okay.
What else? Mm, I don't know, man. Okay, let
Okay.
me tell you about Sepultura. Sepultura is classified as thrash metal, not
Thrash
thrash like
metal.
trash, not trash where you put garbage, not
Yeah.
like that. You have an 8 after the T, so it's
Okay.
thrash metal, and it's classified by a beat that is called skank beat. That's the
Okay.
tupa 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 tupa. So
Yes.
when you have that, like fast tempos around like 200 BPM, 250 BPM, you know, and the right hand plays. You're playing the right hand with eight notes.
Okay.
So not 16th, of course, because I'm not crazy. But you're playing 80 notes with your
A little
right
crazy.
hand. No, it's impossible. But then you have the skank beat that you use on thrash metal. I can show you that. Okay.
Please.
Let me press the button here.
Okay. Wow, that's amazing.
So that's like the classic thrash metal beat. But
Okay.
also you can use that in different styles. You don't use that only in thrash metal. You can use
Okay.
that on the death metal. You have like the death, like you're dead. So then you play
Okay.
death metal. You know?
Okay.
So it's more classified by the use of the blast beat. So when you listen to the blast beat, somehow it was born through the death metal. More like as well like the hardcore scene, because if you take this beat that I'm playing, the skank beat, if you speed it up like to the limit, it's gonna be a blast beat. You know?
Okay.
If I take that like
Please.
so then you have a blast beat when you play
Man.
singles like to the limit, you know. But
Wow, man.
yeah, but I don't like to. I'm not a big fan of blast beats. That's not my favorite beat because it's for me it's too straight, you know. So sometimes I try to incorporate some accents to the blast beat, some Brazilian accents. So I have the Brazilian blast beat.
Oh,
Yeah.
could you could you show us? Oh, please. Man, that
So that's
that
that's what
accent on the backbeat is so hard. It's something like that.
yeah.
That accent is so hard, man.
Yeah, man. And I on the last album, Quadra, the song number 9, Autumn, it has this bit on it on the chorus. So when I went to record the album, I was doing the straight blast beat, you know,
Yeah.
da, 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 da. And the producer came and he told me, like, let's try to put a Brazilian touch on it. So okay, so I came up with the Brazilian blast beat, like ta 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 ta, very straight. And he was like, no, let's change it a little bit more. So let's play some ghost notes, and you just play hard the backbeat, the 2 and the 4, you know.
Yeah.
So then I came up with this bit. So that's
Wow.
how it was born. And what else? And,
That's amazing.
And also we have the hardcore. You know, it's some kind of it's also metal, but it's not so metal. You know, they call it hardcore.
Okay.
When you also have the skank beat, the first beat that I show you.
Okay.
But you have some different pattern on the bass drum. You play like tu pa pa tu pa pa tu pa pa tu pa pa pa. It's I'm gonna show you.
Okay, please.
almost like you were like, you how can I say it? Uh, like you're anxious to play the bass drum, because it comes in a different place.
Yeah.
It's hard to
But
explain.
yeah,
But,
yeah, I got it. Got it. Amazing. That is a science. That is that.
yeah, because the people like to make a science with it, but
Yeah.
actually it's not. Just
Yeah.
sit and play, Just sit with
Yeah,
drums and play it.
but man, that's hard to play. To play good. Yeah, of course, you can sit and you can play, but to play good, to play precise, and to play with music is hard. You take your life to play
No,
drum.
it's not so hard to do. Come on, man. But the
Okay.
thing is, what I really think, because like metal music, this kind of stuff, is really connected with technique. Like
Mhm.
the drummers, they think they should achieve like a super high level of technique.
Yeah.
So they only think like playing fast, that's enough. Okay, I'm gonna
Yeah.
play the fast as I can, and
Yeah.
it's gonna be fine. But
Yeah.
actually not. If you don't like, it also has a groove. You need to feel the music.
Yeah.
And
And-
since it is somehow like a aggressive music, it's really energetic. If you don't put your emotions into it, nothing happens. The band doesn't flow. You are playing like
Yeah.
super fast, but you're not feeling. You're not like really on it. You are just like you're doing like an exercise.
Yeah.
So you really need to feel the groove. If it's heavy, make it heavy. If you're like protesting against something, protest that on the drums. You have really to put out your feelings. But sometimes like the metalhead bangers, they think like the show up the feelings, it's not good because everybody's so like closer, everybody's so angry.
Man.
So no, we cannot show our feelings, but actually it's the opposite.
Yeah.
You have to show it.
Yeah, and what I feel when I listen you playing that kind of music, that are you changing that? Are you putting different flavors in the metal, man? And when you start to do that, of course, you told that Andreas at the first time was a little afraid about it, and you had a conversation. But how about the producers, and how about the fans of metal? What they think about it to bring this new flavor for your music?
Uh-huh. At the beginning, when I joined Sepultura, the fans, they were really concerned about a teenager playing the
How
band.
how
'Cause
how old are you in this time?
Uh, I was back there when I joined the band. I was only 20 years old when I started playing with the band. And the band, the band Sepultura back there was almost 30 years old. Like the
Yeah.
band itself.
Yeah.
So I was younger than the band,
Yeah.
so much younger than the guys that were
Yeah.
playing. So also the fans, they were somehow like kind of concerned about a teenager playing in such a classic band, a
Yeah.
historical band. And at the beginning, I had a lot of problem with that. The fans, they didn't like me. But
Wow.
after some years, after the first, second years, they were okay with me. I had to play a little bit. I had to really travel the world, showing myself and showing that I was able to do it, to be there playing the drums in Sepultura.
Yeah.
And when I recorded my first album with the band back in 2013, the producer was Ross Robinson. He's an amazing American producer. In the past, he did Slipknot, Korn, also the album Roots from Sepultura. So he's an amazing guy, and he's so like spiritual producer. He's really like looking for the emotions. He's not really concerned about technique and about perfection. He's just feeling the music, and
Yeah.
it was really good to play with him. And also from the last album, the producer from Quadra, his name is Jens Bogren. He's a Swedish guy,
Okay.
and we went to Stockholm to record the album. And he's more like a Swedish person, no? He's like really closet, really pragmatic. He's really
Okay.
like, like a, like a, not like a robot, but he's really concerned about the perfection, you know,
The
to be
perfection.
perfect
Yeah.
on the instrument.
Yeah.
But somehow he also wants me to put out my feelings, to show my feelings.
Yeah.
And he really left me free to play the drums, like to play whatever I want to play. Okay, if that's my style, that's okay. He really wanted that, so he never told me to change something.
Oh,
Actually, like when I'm overplaying some parts, you know, sometimes I'm trying to show off myself too much. He comes, he's like, no, you are being egocentric. So sometimes he cuts me a little bit, but
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
he never wants to change my personality.
Yeah.
He wants me to be me on the drums.
And how about you when he tell you to don't play too much? What do you feel about that? Because you have to be professional with that. It's something that's not so good to listen for a producer. We feel the same. Sometimes I'm doing some recording and I'm enjoying too much at what I'm doing, and the producer says, "Please play a different things." It's hard for us to be professional with this.
Yes.
How you feel when you take
No,
the situation?
I deal okay with that. I don't have a problem with that. You know, the producer can come to me. He can tell me like your drumming sucks. That it's okay. It doesn't affect me.
Yeah,
You know?
that is so
Or
professional.
not only not only the producer, but if anyone. If I meet a person on the street, if this person comes to me and tell me your drumming sucks, and I'll be like, okay, no problem, you know. Yeah, it's funny.
It's your opinion.
Because if you listen to everybody's opinion, you're gonna get crazy. So you have
Yeah.
to believe in yourself and the people there are around you, your friends, your family, to create your idea about what you are. So if you keep listening to everybody, you're just gonna go crazy. And especially the producer, you know, the producer is there and he wants to make a good record. Like
Yeah.
he sees the music in a bigger way.
Yeah,
It's like
a different perspective than you.
Exactly. So that's the reason why we hire a
Yeah.
a producer, you know.
Yeah,
So-
yeah,
so-
yeah. That's the
So-
reason that you are paying him.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you need to listen to him.
Yeah, of course, of course.
That,
But that's is so professional part. And
there was one thing, like
Ah.
if he comes to me and tell me, "Oh, you are overplaying, you are playing too much on this part. Let's find something different." That's okay. But if he comes to me and tell me, "Hey, why don't you think about another drummer? Why don't you play like that drummer? Why don't
Yeah.
you play like that?" That's not good. You know, that
That's not good.
doesn't make me feel good.
yeah,
Sometimes it's okay to have some references. You know,
Yeah.
they can say some names, but when they come to me and say, "Oh, why don't you play like that guy?" It's like, "Oh, that's different. I'm so
But-
sorry." You know,
but
it's so hard. It's so hard to be
Yeah.
myself. Like it would be
Yeah.
much easier to be another one. So
yeah. But probably he knows that he don't make the musician comfortable. That's the difference between the good producer and the medium producer, because he knows he knows how to take the best from you, and he knows
Mhm.
that he compare you with a different one is not a good idea for the musician, and
Yeah,
that's
perfect.
that is thing that is important for all the musicians to have a good relation with the not relation like a friendly relation, but a professional relation with the producer and the guys in the band. Eloy,
Mhm.
we have a
Okay.
lot of we love a lot of people here. Let me see if there is some question. I think there is question, but
Let me change that here a little bit because I'm not reading the comments.
yeah, that's just say hi to
I can see the comments.
yeah. Matt Carrilho is here. Hey Matt, how are you? Henrique Patrício, obrigado. Luiz Guilherme, abraço.
Ó, o Matt. Aí, Matt
Matt,
Carrillo.
Yeah, Open Studio, ok.
Minha
Sérgio.
minha mãe tá aí. Valeu, mãe.
Ah, Maria Lídia,
Ah,
como
Maria
tá,
Lídia,
Maria
mãe.
Lídia? Tudo bom? Que
That's my mom. That's my mom.
yeah, I remember your mom. I remember the first time that I went to I have to tell this story. Sorry about that, but
No,
I
it's
used
okay.
I was a smoker for a long time, and I used to practice at home, And for take a break, I went to some bar, some restaurant to buy cigarettes. And someday I was there, and a woman that I talk every day. Sometimes I had a lunch in the restaurants a weekly time, and she asked me, "Are you a drummer?" And I said, "Yes, I'm a drummer. But how do you know that I am a drummer?" And she said, "I saw in the magazine, Modern Drummer magazine." But I asked her, why do you have a Modern Drummer magazine? And she said, my son is a drummer, but so proud about that. And I said, "Oh, who is your son?" And she told me, "He's a teenager. He's Eloy Casagrande." And I never heard about. I heard about you, but I never take some video watching some video. And I remember that I back home, and I put in the internet, that was kind of dialing internet, so lazy. And I saw a video, and I be back to I back to the restaurant.
The restaurant.
Yeah, to tell your mother, he's so talented. He's amazing. You are a teenager, man.
You are so kind, Edu. You're so kind, man.
Abraço para Maria Lídia. And there is a question for you, Eloy. What was the most difficult show you guys did, and why was it difficult?
What was the most difficult show you guys did? Man, I have a lot of problem with the equipment, with my drums.
Okay.
Some shows I'm not able to travel with the whole kit. It's almost impossible to go to some different countries and take my drums with me. It's too expensive, so I have to use a local drums.
Yeah.
And it happens that sometimes the drums, they are really fragile. They are really, how can I say it? They're really
fragile
weak.
Is a good.
Yeah, weak, you know?
Weak, yeah.
And sometimes I don't have a good set. So what happens is that I start like to destroying the kit, you know, because sometimes I play hard, and if I don't have a good hardware, it started like to falling down, to going all over the place on the stage, and it really annoys me, and I don't feel comfortable playing like that when I don't have like a solid set, and that's a problem, you know, because I depend on having a good equipment, on having a good kit.
Of course.
So, but I don't remember exactly one show that this happened, because it happened so much. It happened so many times.
Yeah, man, it's hard to can travel with our drums. It's hard to play a different drums every show, and besides to be accustomed with the drums, to be comfortable with the drums, that is. It's different. We have to turn in that. I don't know. You have some drum technical that travels with the band, or you have to make the turning and prepare that.
Oh yeah, I have a drum tech that he helps me with the setting up of the drums. But sometimes when I'm doing drum clinics or different events, I have to do everything by myself. So then I discover how hard it is to set up drums. You know, it's really difficult.
Man.
But we need to have a drum tech, because we do so many shows when we travel, when we go abroad. We do like 30 shows in a row. You know, like every day we play.
Wow.
That's the metal tour, how the metal bands do the tour. So if you're gonna stay 30 days outside playing, we're gonna play the 30 days, or we're gonna have only one day off in the week. Normally we stop on Mondays, so we have Mondays off, and the rest of the week we play every day. So it's really demanding for the body to keep the energy for the number of shows, you know. So that's really that's the importance to have a drum tech, because he's the guy that wakes up early. He's the guy who's gonna set up the drums, and after that he's gonna do the sound check and put the drums back on the cases and put back on the bus. So I'm very lucky and fortunate to have a drum tech. But sometimes I do it by myself, and I see like that it's really difficult.
two jobs. It's two different jobs. If you have to do both,
Exactly.
it's impossible.
Double cachet.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it never happens.
um, uh, Thomas Vital is asking which are the most difficult technical challenges in both styles.
Technical challenges in both styles. What both styles would be?
Maybe
Like,
he's asking to you and to me. I don't know. To
okay,
your
yeah. Technical challenges?
yeah.
I don't know. I can tell about a technical challenge that I have when I try to play samba. Man, I have a big challenge for playing that style of music. No, because I really admire like all the Brazilian music, all the drummers, especially you, Edu.
Oh.
I saw you playing a few times live. I saw you playing last year with Milton de Holanda.
Oh
And
man.
this year, no, the last year with the Yamandu Costa.
I was
And
so honored that you came, man.
and all the like the how can I say it, like all the aspects of the drums is so musical, so perfect, you know, the shapes that you put into
Oh,
the music.
thank
And when I
you,
try
man.
to play my samba, it's so sometimes it feels so aggressive, you know, like ta 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 ta.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
a difficult, a technical difficult that a technical challenge that I have is to really to reduce the volume when I try to play soft music, when I try
Yeah.
to play a soft groove.
Yeah, that is a huge challenge, and for me, for my style, that I think that the most challenging thing is find a good touch every time, because sometimes we are not using every day the same sound tech, the same playing the same theater, and sometimes you play in the huge room with microphones and monitors, and sometimes you play in a small bar and so acoustic, and it's hard to take the same touch every day, to take the same sound, the control of the sound. I think that is the most challenging thing. And for me, not about the style. For me, my biggest challenge is my feet. I never practice too much the technical things, stuffs to play fast and have a good sound with my bass drum, and I admire it so much. I'm so in love when I saw people playing that fast and with consistency. That's amazing.
No, man, that's the easiest part. Believe me, that's the easiest part. You can
Yeah.
do a lot of stuff that is like it's like super more difficult than to play double bass drum.
Yeah, but
Forget
it's
about that. You
but
don't
it's
need to play
I have my double pedal here. I practice some.
Really?
Yeah, I have
So
it.
play a little bit for us, Edu.
I don't try to play
Woo!
with double pedal a long time. That you can see that, but I'm trying to. Sometimes I do in the same in the middle of some solos, some kind of grooves like that. But just things playing together with the tones and that. But I don't know that they use. Sometimes I like to use as a making phrase like that. Ah. I have to practice that, but like that.
Ooh, that's beautiful.
Or like that. I have to practice more of that. It was a long time that I don't
Wow,
do that.
That's so beautiful, man.
Okay, I will be prepared for the next one.
You don't even need a double bass, a double pedal. You can do with a single pedal. Like
I can
that's-
do that. I can
that's
do
so
that.
beautiful, man. So beautiful.
Eloy, Tell me a little about your online course, the drum set for subversivos, bateria for subversivos. Well,
Hey, hey.
that's the only way that you can study with you, or how could people here study with you sometime?
Yeah, I have this website, this portal. The
Mm-hmm.
name is Drums for Subversives,
Mm-hmm.
and the idea came from the like the from my beliefs, from what I believe as well. You know, nowadays I believe that the kids and teenagers they see the music, especially the rock and metal music, very like something like plastic, you know, plastified, you know, like something like very superficial. So
Mm-hmm.
the what I wanted to do with my online course was to really go deep and to also work like the drums aspect, the stuff that I play on the drums, the stuff that I really studied on the drums that was good for me to improve myself on the instrument, but also to be able to express myself mentally. So I have like some videos, a lot of videos where I only talk with the people. You know, I discuss
Okay.
about the market, the musical market. I speak about the music itself. I speak about the problems, the difficulty that I have through my career, and also I tell the people like how difficult it is to be a musician in Brazil, you know, and
Yeah.
I show that to the young people that are growing up, to the teenagers. So that's the main goal of the website, to really to be against all these online stuff that you find online, that you find on the internet, that are really superficial and don't care about the musicians, that don't care about music, and they wanna just give some tips, like some stuff like that you can learn fast and make some money. So that's not my thing. You know, I really want to go
Yeah.
deep and discuss the music itself with everybody that's inside my website. And
Oh, that.
you can find me in this on this website, Drums for Subversives. It's only in Portuguese, but there is an automatic translation to English. It's not
Okay.
like a perfect translation, but it works, you know. But you have all the charts of what I'm playing, so you might don't understand my Portuguese, but you can have like the charts, the exercise that I'm doing, and also you can find me on the EMT school. It's a school here in São Paulo. It's a Zona
Okay.
Sul, the south
Okay.
part of São Paulo. You can find me here. I'm giving some individual uh, presential class with
Great.
social distancing, with like
Yeah.
keeping the distance.
With all the protocols
Yes,
of this.
exactly.
Yeah, great. And here is Open Studio is a platform that teach jazz. That teach jazz. There is a lot of great musicians here. I don't know why
Yeah, I saw
they
it.
why I don't know why they grabbing me to because they have Diane Reeves, Romero Lubambo, Christian McBride, and
Wow.
that's an amazing way to teach and to learn music in the internet. I don't know about you. Too much more young than me, but that possibility to have it on the internet, to see what do you play, what this guy played, took in this camera, that is a very good thing to the student today. And besides that, to have a perspective about his life, about what he thinks about music, and
Exactly, man. But
yeah.
I think they made a good choice inviting you to do it. And yeah,
I
man,
have
because you're the best. Like you're the best.
no, no. I have to prepare some double pedal lesson here. Eloy, uh, tell us, please, what is your next projects? You have some parallel projects from Sepultura. What are you
Uh-huh.
doing
Yeah.
for this? Preparing for the end of pandemic times.
Yeah, right now I'm developing an instrumental project with a friend of mine. I met him at the beginning of the year when I went to do a drum clinic in the Santa Catarina. It's a south state in Brazil. And
I
I
am
met
from Santa Catarina.
Oh, really,
I
Edu?
I am
Didn't
from
know it.
Florianópolis.
Ah, Florianópolis, yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I don't want to interrupt you. Yeah, but
And I went to Mafra. You know this city? The
yes.
city of my wife. The city of my wife.
Oh, great. That's
É,
is in Oeste,
é,
Mafra. Yeah.
fica bem no centro, right in the
Yeah.
center of the state. And I went there to do a drum clinic, and I met this guy. He's a phenomenal. His name is Hannes, and he's a phenomenal multi-instrument. He plays all the instruments. He plays the guitar, the drums, the bass, the
Wow.
piano. So we're developing like some kind of a little monster, you know. It has like metal, it has fusion, it has Brazilian music, and I pretend to record it until the end of the year. Let's see how it goes, but that's it. And
Yeah.
Sepultura, we are planning also to write a new song, to release a single song. And,
Okay.
but it's really difficult to tell right now what to do, right? Because we don't know when we're gonna come back to reality, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't
Yeah.
understand that thing of the new normal. That doesn't make sense for me. You
That's
know,
not normal.
yeah, that's not normal. Like,
That's not
let's
normal.
face the reality. And
Yeah.
we need music live. You know, it's so hard to stay away from music.
Man,
And
I saw some video that you Sepultura playing in a kind of stadium with a lot of people. We have to be back with this, man. You have to
yeah,
play. It's too much energy playing for that kind of that huge crowd. You have to play for the people. We have to
yeah,
make music
everybody,
together. And
all of us, man.
and this project with tell the name of the guy one more time.
It's
Is
Hannes. Hannes.
Hannes.
His name is
That
João. His last name is Hannes.
is there some name or is gonna be the name
No,
of
it's gonna
both?
be only Casagrande and Hannes, our
That's
last
great.
names.
That's
Because
amazing.
we were too lazy to find a new name, so we were like, okay, let's use our names, and this should be good.
You're gonna share the compositions, you guys.
Yeah, I'm always posting on. Yeah, we are sharing the compositions. Yeah, so sometimes some songs they were born from the drums, from some drum beats, and some songs they were born from the guitar, from what he's doing, and we are doing it like from abroad. You know, he's in his city in Santa Catarina,
Okay.
and I'm here in São Paulo, and we are doing it. So, but it's really interesting. It's been a really fun experience, and I'm posting some really some teasers on
Yeah.
my Instagram, on the Facebook, so you can check that on my social medias.
And man, I love it that post that you record the drum set and send to people to record different instruments.
Uh,
I love it, that idea. That was amazing, man.
that was nice, right? That was nice.
That
That was the beginning of the pandemic, and I was so like desperate to do something, you know. So I thought, why don't we try to put together all the music scenario, all the society, the musical society, so we can do something together, and I can show some new musicians. I can present to the audience some new guys.
that was amazing.
Uh-huh.
That was amazing. Congratulations. And I love it the post that you put playing Phil Collins. Phil
Oh, thanks.
Collins, Phil Collins is one of the most amazing drummers that I saw in my life. I love it, the sound with that concert tones, and I know that use the concert tones too, but his sound on the drums, and he way to Fred. That was amazing. So it's so personal, man. And
Yeah,
I love it that post. I love it that as a kind of drum cover. Is that?
yeah. That's how there was a drum cover, and I'm a big fan of Phil Collins because of my parents. They used to listen to it a lot, and that was, man, so good to do it because finally I could do it. I had time to set up my drums without the bottom heads, and to discover what he was playing on the song, because
Yeah.
like the what I think, what I feel when I listen to Phil Collins, he's always like he can play all the instruments, right? He's
Yeah.
a good singer, but he understands about composition, about
Yeah.
like writing music. So when he
Yeah.
plays the drums, he's thinking about the other instruments all the time. So he's really connected with all the band, and
Yeah.
man, it's so beautiful. You know, when you see when he sometimes when he pushes forward a little bit, and sometimes he holds back. You know, always like giving the flow to the music, and he's the best.
Okay, great, great. Eloy, we can stay all the day here, but I think we have to go for our end. Let's just talk with people just a little bit more. O outro lado, thank you for this contact. Mate Carrilho. O Mate Carrilho wants to see me playing some blast beat. Not for today, I have to be prepared. Technical Transfer Style. Marília Lida Casagrande. Just a last question. The last question for you. Bruno Teixeira is asking, could you
Oh,
talk
Bruno,
about?
my
Could you talk
friend.
about? He's a friend.
Yeah,
Hey
my friend.
Bruno, abraço. About the biggest difference in composing with André Matos and Sepultura.
Nice. For those who don't know, André Matos, he was a big famous Brazilian metal singer, and he passed away last year. So and I played with him when I was only 16, 17 years old, and man, it's really different. It's another world. And I think like to play with Sepultura, I have more freedom to create music, to compose, because Sepultura has such an open music, you know, because they experiment a lot. So there is nothing that I'm afraid to show to the guys. If I come and show them like, hey guys, what do you think about to play a samba song? They're gonna be like, yeah, okay. What do you guys think if I do a tango groove in the middle of that metal song? They're like, okay, that's nice, you know, because all the members they have like an open mind. But with André Matos, it was more difficult because it's more like melodic metal. You know, melodic metal is more like straightforward bass drum, 16th notes on the bass drum all the way from the beginning until the end of the music. So it was difficult to bring up some new elements. So that was a big challenge for me, you know, to think out of the box on that style. And
Great.
I forgot to tell you about the melodic metal when you asked me about the
Yeah,
different type
yeah,
of metal.
yeah.
You have the
How?
melodic metal that is like the tugutaka 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 tugutaka. What you thought about the metal music itself?
Yeah,
That is
yeah.
melodic metal. Tugutaka 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 tugutaka.
More straight.
Straight. Yeah.
Okay.
From the beginning until the end.
Oh, thank you for this explanation, man. Oh, and Jonas Melo Santiago says, thanks a million for your talent, both of you. I'm proud. I'm so proud for being a Brazilian musician with you guys. Big hug. José Ricardo Almeida says, when you are recording metal songs, you try to add Brazilian flavors on German. Yes, we talked about it on the start of your conversation. Every time he's bringing Brazilian music for his metal. Ótimo papo. Ramiro Silveira, Jonatas Belo Santiago, thank you a lot, guys. Thank you so much. Maria Lídia Casagrande, thank you so much for being here. Muito obrigado por vir aqui.
My mom, she's really enjoying the
Yeah,
conversation.
yeah,
Yes,
we can
yes.
see that. Hey, Eloy, thank you so much for being here. Muito obrigado por você vir aqui hoje. I'm so honored that you came, and I'm so proud to be Brazilian, and I'm so proud to have you as a Brazilian musician, that a kind of ambassador of our rock and roll music for the world. You are something.
No,
You are
stop.
so important for us, brother. Thank you so much for that.
It's my pleasure, man. As I said to you since the beginning, thank you for inviting me to do it. Because I believe that you know so many like good musicians, incredible musicians in the world. So thank you for choosing me. Thank you for inviting me. You are a big reference, a big influence for me. I really admire your playing, Edu. You are the
man,
guy with
thank you.
the biggest taste, and you are the guy that plays like in a colorful way. Man, when I watch you playing, so magical. So thank you for your music.
Thank you so much for that words and for your music too, Eloy. Thank you so much. And I hope you have a great time with at the end of pandemic. A great back to the stage. And man, thank you so much, guys, for being here. Beijo para vocês.
Bye bye. Valeu.
Tchau, tchau. Obrigado, gente. Obrigadíssimo para todos. Obrigado, Eloy.
Valeu, obrigado, Edu.
Tchau, velho. Valeu aí.